This is the Healthy Business Podcast, the show for ambitious business owners who want to grow and scale in a healthy way. I'm Sarah Cook, and I'll be sharing with you tips, inspiration, and proven methods from leading business experts, entrepreneurs, and health and wellness professionals to help you grow your business with more income and having more impact, but in a way that works for you. Because when you have clarity and strategy, you can achieve the results you want. Welcome to the Healthy Business Podcast. I am Sarah Cook, and I am delighted to have you listening to me today, where I am going to be talking about joy. With so much going on in the world, I wanted to share with you how having joy in your life and having it in your business can actually supercharge your success. So we're going to be looking at ways that you can bring more joy into your life, into your business, to help you get better results despite what's going on around the world. So positive emotions, and joy is one of those positive emotions, is more than just being positive. It is more than just being bubbly. It's more than just being happy. And actually, there is a difference between joy and happiness. So happiness is a feeling that's based on circumstances, whereas joy is an attitude that defies those circumstances. And there's a really great distinction between the two of them. So I've mentioned on previous episodes that I truly believe that when we're at our optimal levels, we will perform better, but also so will our business. So when we're feeling good, it helps us in all parts of our lives, not just our emotional state, but also our physical health, our relationships, our outlook on life, our inner fuel for wanting to take action and being productive, taking chances, as well as being creative. Now, I'm a complete realist, and I do appreciate that there are highs and lows in life. And I've experienced many of those myself as well. But what I have learned, and what I continue to learn, is the importance of finding the positive in situations, but also how to add more positivity into your everyday tasks that we all have to do anyway. So yes, thinking about washing up the dishes, vacuuming, doing your tax return, you can make those a more positive experience. Now, when we see life through a more positive lens, we look for, as well as create, more positivity for ourselves. It feels good and we want more of it. So it becomes a real focus, and it becomes that habit where we're just constantly doing it without necessarily thinking about it. Now, when we look at positive emotions as a whole, like everything, these are experienced differently for everybody because we're all unique. And that means we all have a different baseline to work from. But what I find really fascinating is that we are in control of 40% of our emotions. 40%. Now that is huge, especially when you consider that we have between 60,000 and 80,000 thoughts a day, which is on average 2,500 to just over 3,000 thoughts per hour. That's massive. And when we can control 40% of that, that's amazing. So yes, genetics does play a part in our emotions. That controls about 50% of our emotions. So those are predetermined. And that's why we can perceive some people to be more positive than others. But only 10% of our emotions are scientifically proven to be impacted by our circumstances. And that leaves such an amazingly high proportion of our emotions for us to be responsible and in control of. So when we're looking at positive mindset, this is different from positive emotions. So previously I have spoken about the importance of growth mindset, but positive emotions are in fact those fleeting temporary moments and those feelings that we experience. And how we acknowledge those temporary moments and react to them is based on our own internal appraisal system and how we look for positives. So a positive person doesn't necessarily need to experience no negative emotions at all. These can be unavoidable. They help us learn and grow. So those come up and that is okay. However, by having and experiencing positive emotions alongside the negative ones means that we can navigate through situations in a much more positive way. So through my learnings of positive psychology, it's not about avoiding or ignoring those negative emotions. It's more that there are certain activities that can genuinely bring about that happiness in people. And over time, those positive emotions build up and lead to increased well-being, happiness, but also business success. Now, Professor Barbara Fredrickson, she identified 10 positive emotions, and specifically joy being part of that. So the others include gratitude, pride, serenity, interest, awe, amusement, inspiration, love, and hope. But joy is the one that I want to focus on today because it's one of the things that can completely change our attitudes and is quite easy to bring into our everyday activities. So when we seek to incorporate this into our everyday lives, not only does it have a positive impact on our happiness and well-being, but from a business perspective, it can increase your performance by 20 to 30%. Again, that's huge. So when Professor Fredrickson did her research, she found that positive emotions change the way that our brain works. It's the foundation behind her broaden and build theory, where positive emotions expand your field of vision. And that means that you can see more around you. It means that you are more aware of what's going around you. Not only does it fill your brain with the kind of feel-good chemicals, but it also helps us process new information more quickly. So when we see things going on around us, we can make decisions, we can move through them quicker. It's also shown that we can have a broader mindset, that it builds our resilience, helps us build our internal resources, which then obviously has an impact on our future growth, our success within our business. We look to make things more optimistic, we're more open to challenge, we're more open to moving forward and exploring different things, and we're more driven by purpose. So the exciting thing is that, as I mentioned, 40% of our emotions are in our control. And that enables us, from a business perspective, to help us broaden our brain, but also respond to opportunities and challenges in a really, really proactive and productive way. So you might have heard the phrase that you're the sum of the 5 people around you. So stop for a minute and just think about the type of people that you're spending time with, thinking about how they affect your mood and your emotions. Do you feel drained when you speak to them, or do you feel really buzzing with excitement? Your emotions and your moods are contagious just as much as other people's. Now, when I started recognizing this in my own circles of friends, peers, wider relationships, I actively started shifting how much time I spent with certain people, and I still do this now. If something starts triggering me, I ask those questions. Why has that triggered me? What's going on? What emotions am I feeling? What do I want to do to enhance that or to change it? Do things in a way that works for you, seeking those who support and challenge you in the way that you need it to be. It's also worth mentioning that whilst emotions and mood show up and they affect your personal experiences and relationships, think also about how you're showing up in your business and your marketing with your clients and customers. How could your emotions and you be affecting your business too? Are you in a negative space when you're sharing all of this to your consumers, to your clients? People want to buy from people, but they want to be inspired by people. They want to learn from people. They want to be excited when they're buying your products and services. They want to know you've got that solution. They don't want to think that you are dragging through emotions at the same time, because they want you to be focused on them. So there is an element of being real and relatable when you're sharing your content with your audience, but recognizing how you're showing up is key, because when you are sharing that joy, when you're sharing that happiness, your emotions have the power to be transferred to the people that you come into contact with. And as I said, people want to work with those that they can relate to, but they also want someone who can help solve their problem. And that means they want to be inspired by you. So how can we move through this? How can we add joy into our everyday? What I would love for you to do, if you have paper and a pen nearby, if you haven't, then come back and listen to this part of the episode again. I want you to create a list of the things that you enjoy doing and that you want to do more of. So the first step of this is just to make a list of the things, the activities, the people that make you smile. And then brainstorm a list of everyday activities that you could add more joy to. So it could be when you first wake up. It could be when you're having a shower, on the way to work, or when you're doing the school run. Or maybe it is when you're doing the dishes or your tax return. Maybe it's when you're vacuuming or cooking dinner. How could you make each of those a more joyful, positive experience for yourself? So a few examples. When you're cooking, could you play some of your favorite music? Maybe it's about listening to an audiobook. Or maybe it's even just putting some of your favorite flowers into your kitchen where you're near your cooking. Or wearing your favorite lipstick color or your favorite top. Maybe it's about burning a candle with your favorite scent. All of these things will impact how you feel in a positive way. They will help you broaden your mindset. They will help you be more flexible. They will help you see things for what they are and not have negative triggers. This is why they have such a huge impact on your inner power, your resilience, but ultimately your success and how you achieve your goals when you're striving to the things that you want to achieve. So there's some different aspects here, but if you are finding it difficult to find the joy in the everyday, come back to your business, come back to you, thinking about how you can add little micro moments of joy into your everyday. It might even be that you need to switch off social media. Maybe you limit yourself to certain times. Maybe you look at who you're spending time with. Maybe you look at what news that you're watching. One of the things that I did during lockdown, I could feel that the news and watching it every day, hour by hour, I found it so negative. Not that I didn't want to know what was going on, but I recognized how it was affecting me, how it was impacting how I felt, but also the relationships that I was having with my friends, my family, how I was showing up in my business. By removing that or limiting it meant that I could create space to add more joy into my life. You shouldn't feel guilty for adding joy into your life. This is about you showing up as you. This is about you creating that day, that week, that business that lights you up. And that will help inspire other people. And that's the ripple effect, because you are a giver. What you're putting out there, your products and your services, are to help other people. And that means you do want to inspire people, helping them, giving them micro moments of joy. Together, we can have that impact. And that's really where it comes to. So give it a try. Start supercharging your success, adding more joy into the everyday, not feeling guilty for what's going on, not feeling guilty for changing how you are, the attitudes that you have. All of that is completely justifiable. In fact, you don't even need to justify it. It's about you doing what you need to do to create that life, that business, that success that you want to. Because when you do, you can have that ripple effect, you can have that impact, you can help more people. I would love to know your thoughts on this. Feel free to send me a DM on Instagram at Sarah Cook Coaching. Let me know how you're going to add some joy into your daily life. Let me know how you are going to take action off the back of this. I cannot wait to receive your message, and I will be live on the next episode next week. Thank you for listening, and I can't wait for you to add more joy into your life. Thanks for listening to the Healthy Business Podcast. To get your free checklist with 1-minute hacks to accelerate your business and find out more about our community, head to my website, sarahcookmarketing.com/healthy business.